Hey everyone, welcome to the deep dive. We love digging into complex stuff here, and today we're tackling something really fundamental to your health. It's often misunderstood, actually. Inflammation. We hear a lot about inflammation being bad, right? Something to fight. But, well, what if it's actually one of your body's oldest, most essential superpowers, a real double-edged sword, capable of saving you, but also sometimes causing harm, kind of silently?
Yeah.
Our mission today is to give you a clear, concise understanding of this vital process, its purpose, its impact, the whole picture. So let's start right at the beginning. What is inflammation, really?
Okay, yeah. At its core, inflammation is basically your body's rapid response team. Think of it as a protective mechanism. It happens in tissues with blood vessels, and it's designed to rush crucial defense cells, white blood cells or leukocytes and other protective stuff, right to where there's an invader or an injury.
And why is that so critical for us? I mean, what's its ultimate goal?
Oh, it's absolutely essential for survival, really. Okay. Its main job is to eliminate threats like bacteria, viruses, toxins, whatever the offending agent is, and also to clear out damaged tissue, necrotic tissue, and then, importantly, kickstart the repair process. Without it, well, a simple cut could lead to a massive infection, or damaged tissues might just never heal properly. It's actually why so many medical conditions end with choronitis, appendicitis, bronchitis. That suffix tells you inflammation is involved.
Ah, choritis, yeah. Right. And that reminds us how long we've actually been seeing these signs, doesn't it? It's pretty fascinating. That ancient knowledge still holds up. Even if you've ever gotten a splinter, you've seen it. What doctors noticed centuries ago, those 5 classic signs. Rubor, that's redness, calor, which means heat, tumor, the swelling, and dolor, or pain. And then later, Virchow added the 5th one. Functio lyesa, basically loss of function, like trying to use that injured finger.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Exactly. And it wasn't always seen as purely negative. Back in 1793, this guy, John Hunter, suggested inflammation was actually beneficial, not a disease in itself. And then later, we had Mechnikov discovering phagocytosis, where cells literally, eat invaders, plus Thomas Lewis showing how chemical signals like histamine drive those vascular changes. Those were huge aha moments. It shifted things from just observing to actually understanding the biology underneath.
Okay, so we get what it is and why it's important. But what actually flips the switch? What triggers this alarm system?
Well, the most common triggers are definitely infections. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites. The usual suspects. But it's not just infections. Tissue damage is another big one. Think burns, trauma, even lack of blood flow, like ischemia in a heart attack.
Okay.
Foreign bodies, too, that splinter again, or even certain crystals inside the body. And critically, don't forget our own immune system. It can trigger inflammation in autoimmune diseases like lupus or in allergies like asthma. Basically, when the immune system kind of misidentifies something.
Wow, okay. It sounds incredibly orchestrated, almost like, a military operation inside us. Can you walk us through the key steps? How does it actually unfold?
Absolutely. It generally follows 5 critical phases. First is recognition. Specialized cells have to recognize the threat.
Spotting the enemy.
Exactly. Then comes recruitment. Calling in the troops, those defense cells and proteins get pulled to the site. Next up is removal. Dealing with the problem, often by engulfing it, that phagocytosis we mentioned.
Right.
After that, regulation. This is super important. The body needs to calm things down, prevent an overreaction.
Got it. Putting the brakes on.
Yeah. And finally, repair. Fixing the damaged tissue, either regenerating it or, if needed, forming scar tissue.
And who are the main players involved in making all that happen?
Well, you've got a big vascular response. Blood vessels dilate, get leakier. That lets fluid and cells reach the site. That's what causes the swelling, the edema. Then there's the cellular response. Different white blood cells arrive in waves. Neutrophils are the first responders, quick on the scene. Then come the monocytes, macrophages, lymphocytes. They handle the longer-term cleanup and coordination. And it's all orchestrated by soluble mediators. Think of them as chemical messengers, cytokines, chemokines, telling everyone what to do and where to go.
I think for most people, inflammation is just one thing, but I keep hearing acute versus chronic. What's the actual difference there?
Yeah.
And why does it matter so much?
This is such a crucial distinction, really vital. Acute inflammation is your body's immediate short-term response. It's fast minutes to hours, mostly involves those neutrophils we mentioned. And you see those obvious signs, the redness, the heat, the swelling. It does its job, then it resolves. It switches off. Chronic inflammation, though, that's different. It's slow, it's persistent. It can last days, weeks, months, even years. It involves different immune cells like monocytes and lymphocytes, and it causes ongoing, often quite severe tissue damage. But, and this is key, often without those really obvious external signs. which is why it's sometimes called the silent killer.
The silent killer. Wow, that's intense. Why is that chronic form so dangerous then?
Because inflammation is meant to be temporary, right? A fix. If it doesn't switch off, if it becomes chronic, it can contribute to some really serious long-term health problems. We're talking conditions like asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, atherosclerosis, that hardening of the arteries, also type 2 diabetes, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. This chronic low-grade inflammation is kind of a common thread running through many major modern diseases. It's like your body's alarm system is just stuck on, constantly causing low-level damage.
And is this response always just in one spot, like the splinter example?
Usually, yes, it's localized. That's most common. But in severe cases, it absolutely can become systemic, affecting the whole body. Think about sepsis. That's where widespread infection triggers a massive inflammatory response, a cytokine storm, potentially leading to multi-organ failure. It's the immune system basically going into overdrive everywhere.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for everyone listening?
I think the key thing is that inflammation is truly this double-edged sword. It's an absolutely essential, ancient protective mechanism. We literally wouldn't survive without it. But when it goes wrong, when it becomes dysregulated, it doesn't switch off, or it mistakenly attacks healthy tissue, it can silently drive some of our biggest chronic health challenges.
Right. So it leads to this really